According to World Health Organization 2020, Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, accounting for 60 until 70% of cases. By 2030, the number of cases of this disease is predicted to increase to 82 million people. And by 2050, it will rise to 152 million people. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Laila Alivia Tsani.
And my name Nabilla Salisa Azzahroh.
We are from Mandua Kudus. We will introduce our project with title In Silico Identification of Eugenol Compound from Clove Syzygium aromaticum as Acetylcholinesterase Enzyme Inhibitor for Alzheimer's Disease. According to Azzahroh et al. 2022, in the neuropathology of Alzheimer's disease, neurons and atrophy in the temporofrontal cortex are loss leading to inflammation, amyloid plaque buildup, and the formation clusters of protein fragments and abnormal tangled fiber bundles. Intracellular neurofibrillary tangles. Alzheimer's is characterized by dementia, confusion, impaired speech, agitation, and hallucination.
Syzygium aromaticum is a plantation or industrial plant. The clove plant has a distinctive characteristic because almost all parts of this plant contain clove oil. This clove oil is known as clove essential oil known as eugenol. Eugenol has been reported to have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Some evidence suggests that eugenol can be used as a drug for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. Based on the above problem, this study aims to determine the potential clove eugenol compound as drug candidate for acetylcholinesterase enzyme inhibitor in Alzheimer's disease using computational methods molecular docking.
In this research, the problem that we want to solve is what is the residual affinity of clove eugenol compound to acetylcholinesterase enzyme receptor through in silico study? What are the eugenol-derived clove compounds that have the best potential as acetylcholinesterase enzyme inhibitor candidates through in silico studies? And what is the toxicity of residual eugenol clove and its derivative compounds to the body? The benefit of this research is that it can be a reference regarding the potential of clove eugenol derivatives as candidate for acetylcholinesterase enzyme inhibitor through in silico studies in preventing Alzheimer's based on their affinity and toxicity.
This research was conducted from December 2023 to February 2024 at the Integrated Science Laboratory of Mandua Kudus, Prambatan Kidul, Kaliwungu Kudus, Central Java. The material used in the study are the three-dimensional structure of the acetylcholinesterase enzyme downloaded from the Protein Data Bank website with ID 604W. The three-dimensional structure of eugenol-derived compounds construct using PubChem, as well as natural ligands and comparison compounds (tunPG). Next, protein preparation at BIO Discovery Studio to spread the target receptor and natural ligand. Also, remove other molecules. The search for eugenol derivative compounds can be done through the knapsack web server. Next, the preparation the test ligand with Sim3D application to minimize energy.
Prediction of Lipinski rule of 5, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, also toxicity of test compounds to the body. Validation between target receptor and natural ligands with Pyrex 0.8 application to determine the grid box value and binding affinity between target receptor and natural ligand. After obtaining the grid box value, molecular docking between the test ligand and target receptor was conducted to determine the binding affinity and root mean square division value of the test compound. Next, data analysis to find amino acid residues and visualization using BIO Discovery Studio and PyMo.
Based on the result of the Lipinski rule of 5 parameter, all test compounds were declared eligible to be used as drug candidate. Of the 13 test compounds, all compounds showed good absorption values with an average permeability level of medium. For distribution research data, 10 test compounds showed strong plasma protein binding greater than 90% with an average blood-brain barrier penetration value that was classified as moderate. In the determination of toxicity, it is known that only dihydrodeogenol compounds are non-mutagenic and non-carcinogenic to most.
From the results of molecular docking, compound dihydrodeogenol has a high binding affinity value compared to others, which is -10.6, and shows the root mean square division value below less than 2 angstrom with a value of 1.13. From the results of the analysis with Biovia, the following results were obtained. Dihydrodeogenol is stated to have hydrogen bond amino acid residues which are not the same as hydrogen bond amino acid residues between natural ligands or comparator ligands with receptors. Bonds that are the same as those of the natural ligand or comparator ligand in dihydrodeogenol are van der Waals bond and pi bond. So, the conclusion of this research is, the clove-eugenol compound has a binding affinity value and root mean square division value of -6.7 and 0.3. The binding affinity value of the clove-eugenol compound differs greatly from the comparison compound donepezil with an affinity value of -11.6. Clove-eugenol derived compounds that have the best potential based on binding affinity value, root mean square division value, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and toxicity, also amino acid residues. Among them are dihydrodeogenol, 1-oxan acetoxyeugenol acetate, pseudoisoeugenol 2-methylbutanoate, and cis-isoeugenol Z-isoeugenol. All compounds are declared non-carcinogenic to rats. Based on the results of the M-STAS 13 test compounds, 12 test compounds were declared mutagens and 1 test compound was declared non-mutagen, namely dihydrodeogenol. All eugenol derived compounds can cause carcinogenicity in rats or mouse.
Based on the result of the research that has been done, the suggestion for the development of this research is to conduct further research on the effect of eugenol clove derivative compounds on the inhibition of acetylcholinesterase enzyme in Alzheimer's disease in vivo to determine more specific inhibitory activity.
Thank you for watching,
and see you next time.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.